So how much money can you actually make flipping mobile homes? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you, and I think it might be helpful for you. I'm going to start by showing you the actual mobile home that we flipped so you can get an idea of how simple the renovation was. Then I'll show you the financials so you can see exactly how much money we invested and ultimately made on the property. And then at the very end, I have a special surprise for you in case you're interested in getting into this industry. So let's start by taking a look at the property. Here's a list of homes that we've flipped, and here is the property we're going to look at today. So this home was located in a family community, located in kind of 3-star community. So nothing too fancy. And in a moment, you'll see what the renovation looked like. But on the outside, you'll see we had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, give or take around 1,400 square feet. So the outside kind of had a unique red cabin kind of look. And it was on a big lot for a mobile home. But as you can see, how does the landscaping look? Doesn't look like we did much. Well, we didn't. We didn't do much but kind of mow down weeds. On the inside, this is what the end product looked like. As you can see, these are all the original cabinets and countertops. So we didn't update any of those. So what did we do? We did put in some new linoleum. We did do fresh painting. We did have to update some of the appliances, but ultimately we kind of kept a lot of what was there. And that's one of the things I like to point out with mobile homes. You're not generally having to spend nearly as much money in renovations compared to single family house flips, right? And when you look at it, it's still a very clean and nice habitable property, but it's not one of those homes and garden TV show type renovations, which is great. One of the benefits of mobile homes is you're not paying nearly as much money to acquire the property nor to renovate the property. So with a lot less capital, you can make some really high returns on investment. So looking here at the master bathroom and bedroom, we did put in new carpet, but look, we have the original light fixtures. We have the original doors. Let's see if we can go inside that bathroom. This shower was already there. We didn't do that. These light fixtures were already there. This is the original cabinet and countertop, vanity. So this is all a lot of original stuff, but what we did is came through and painted, updated the carpets. Some doors we did have to update. We made it look nice, but we didn't have to put in too much money, if you're getting my drift. So that's what I love about mobile homes. Another thing I love about mobile homes is not only is there less competition, you'll hear me talk about that a lot, but I like the fact that these can become great cash flow machines. What do I mean by that? Well, did you know that most mobile home communities do not allow rentals? That means they don't want investors like you coming in, buying the property, fixing it up, and then renting it out. Now, what do you think happens when most investors hear that? They head for the exit, right? They figure, hey, if I can't rent these out, I don't want to have anything to do with them. But they're missing a key advantage, and you might be missing that advantage too. What is the advantage? The opportunity to, instead of being a landlord, becoming a lender. And what does that look like? So you buy the home, you fix it up, and instead of renting it out, you sell it with owner financing. Now, what does that mean? It means that instead of being a landlord and having to deal with fixing water heaters and furnaces and all those things, all you do is sell the property, they own it, they give you a down payment, which is non-refundable, and it's usually bigger than a deposit, and then every month they owe you a monthly payment. Very similar to a rental, except you don't have any of the responsibilities of being a landlord, and you don't have to deal with any of those regulations of being a landlord. So it's a beautiful opportunity. Our company has been doing this for years, and it creates a great consistent cash flow. And by the way, not only is it low maintenance, but most of these people end up staying and eventually paying off the loan. These loans can vary. You might ask, well, how long do these loans go for? It depends on what you negotiate. And by the way, you do need a licensed mortgage loan originator to help you do the paperwork. So we can help you in learning how to do all that. But the bottom line is mobile homes can be an amazing cash flow machine for you if you get into the owner finance game. Now in this deal, we didn't owner finance, we just did a cash flip. So now that you've seen the property, let me show you how much money we made on it. So here's a chart of the financials showing how much money we invested and ultimately made on the property. If this is your first time seeing this, let me explain it to you. The first line shows our acquisition cost. What's our acquisition cost? That's how much we purchased the property for. And as you can see, we bought the property for just over $39,000. If you don't mind, I'm going to round up and down to keep this simple on the video. So the second line shows our holding and repair cost. That came out to $31,000. And essentially that's how much we put into renovating the property and how much we had into holding costs for lot rent, utilities, insurance, maintenance, etc. So our total investment came out to just over $70,000, which is a little above average on what we usually will try to invest in mobile homes. But on this one, we were pretty confident we could sell it for a higher price. And the fourth line shows you we ended up selling it for $125,000. So after closing costs on the sixth line, you could see we made $54,000 profit on this mobile home flip. Now, what's that return on investment? Around 76, 77% return on investment. Pretty good if you consider, what you can get investing that in the S&P 500 or even traditional house flips, right? So we invested a total of $70,000 and we made a $54,000 profit, and we made around a 76, 77% return on investment. How long did it take us? Ultimately, 156 days. That's about spot on to where we like to be when we're doing mobile home flips. So if you're interested in learning how to do this in your local market, where should you start? The number one place is figure out where the mobile home communities are located. The second thing you want to do is figure out what are the average prices going for in your market so you know the appropriate price for you to acquire these properties. And then the third thing you should do is figure out who your competition is. Is your market saturated with competition, or is it like most markets and it's still wide open? To help you do this, I created a free online workshop on our website. You can access it at mobilehomefranchise.com. That course is designed to help you do all three of those things. Figure out where the mobile home communities are located, what the average prices are for mobile homes in your market, and then also who your competition is. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I always love hearing from people who are watching these videos. I will see you on the next one.